Today we are going to learn on the topic of crystalline and non-crystalline material. Please watch this topic up to end so that you can know all the related terms. And by the end it is sure that you can got deep knowledge about the crystalline and non-crystalline material. There will be a rotating clip to every of the terms so that you can thoroughly see the things. Before we start our video, if you are new to our channel, please subscribe and press the bell icon for more videos, as we have series of videos and lots of things to learn. Let's start with the introduction. The crystal structure and symmetry of a material play a vital role in determining many of its physical properties, such as cleavage, electronic band structure, and optical transparency. Consider carbon, which may exist as both graphite and diamond. Whereas graphite is relatively soft and has a greasy feel to it, diamond is the hardest known material. This dramatic disparity in properties is directly attributable to a type of interatomic bonding found in graphite that does not exist in diamond. Furthermore, significant property differences exist between crystalline and non-crystalline materials having the same composition. For example, non-crystalline ceramics and polymers normally are optically transparent. The same materials in crystalline or semi-crystalline form tend to be opaque or at best translucent. Based on the atomic arrangement in a substance, solids can be broadly classified as either crystalline or non-crystalline. In a crystalline solid, all the atoms are arranged in a periodic manner in all three dimensions, whereas in a non-crystalline solid, the atomic arrangement is random or non-periodic in nature. Let's see the definition of crystalline material. A crystalline material, constituent particles are arranged in a three-dimensional periodic manner, or, in crystalline solids, the atoms are stacked in a regular manner, forming a 3D pattern, which may be obtained by a 3D repetition of a certain pattern unit. A crystal is a three-dimensional periodic array, which may be atoms or molecules. Then non-crystalline material. Let's see the definition on non-crystalline material. The non-crystalline is the opposite extreme of a single crystal. These types of solids have neither reticular nor granular structure. At most causes exhibit short-range ordinance in their structure. Glass and plastic are common example of this class. When the size of the grains or crystallets becomes comparable to the size of the pattern unit, is known as non-crystalline solids. Now let's study about the differences between the crystalline and the non-crystalline material. So our point number 1 for crystalline material side is a crystalline solids, atoms arranged in characteristic geometrical order for a long range, whereas in the non-crystalline material is the point number 1 is the non-crystalline solids, atoms are not arranged in any regular pattern. They don't have any characteristics. Then coming to next point. Point number 2, which is based on the melting point of a material. In crystalline solids side, crystalline solids generally have sharp and high melting and boiling point, whereas in non-crystalline solids, melting point of non-crystalline solids is lower than crystalline solids, and also they melt over a range of temperature. Then next our point number 3 is the crystalline solids are anisotropic in nature, that is, their properties like electrical conductivity, thermal expansion, etc. give different values when measured along different directions. And in the non-crystalline solids, non-crystalline solids are isotopic in nature, that is, their properties like electrical conductivity, thermal expansion, etc. give the same value when measured along different directions. Then our next point, the point number 4 is based on cleavage property, in which in crystalline solids, the crystalline solids shows cleavage properties, that is, when cut with sharp edges tool, the newly generated surface are smooth. And in the non-crystalline solids does not show the cleavage properties and undergoes in irregular and not smooth surfaces. Then coming to next point, our point number 5 is in crystalline solids, energy in crystalline solids is lower than that of non-crystalline solids, whereas in non-crystalline solids, energy in non-crystalline solids is higher than that of crystalline solids. Our last point, point number 6 is The crystalline solids are the true solids. In non-crystalline solids, these are considered as pseudo-solids or supercooled liquids. Let's see 5 common examples of crystalline structures. First one is diamond. The formula of diamond is denoted by C. The type of crystal structure is face-centered cubic structure. The type of chemical bonding is covalent bond, and its configuration constituent of 1 each carbon atom joins with 4 other carbon atom. Then second one is graphite. The formula of graphite is also C. The type of crystal structure is hexagonal structure. The type of chemical bonding is covalent bond, and its configuration constituent of 1 each carbon atom joins with 3 other carbon atom. Then third example of crystalline solid is silicon. The formula of silicon is S. The type of crystal structure is face-centered cubic structure. The type of chemical bonding is covalent bond, and its configuration is 1 each silicon atom joins with 4 other silicon atoms. Then fourth example of crystalline solid is sodium chloride. The formula of sodium chloride is NaCl. The type of crystal structure is face-centered cubic structure. The type of chemical bonding is ionic bond, and its configuration is 1 each sodium atom joins with 1 each chlorine atoms. Then fifth example of crystalline solid is calcium fluoride. The formula of calcium fluoride is CaF2. The type of crystal structure is body-centered cubic structure. The type of chemical bonding is ionic bond, and its configuration is 8 atoms of fluoride in center. It's surrounded 14 other calcium atom, forming cubic structure in each cell. Then let's see most common 5 examples of non-crystalline structure, in which first one is glass. The chemistry of glass is SiO4. The main characteristics are transparency, heat resistance, brittle, etc. And its primary applications are packaging, tableware, building, etc. Then take next example is asphalt. Its chemistry is depends upon 300 to 1000 chemical components. Its main characteristics are stability, durability, skid resistance, etc. And its primary applications are road construction, glue, waterproofing, etc. Let's take third example of non-crystalline solids is rubber. The chemical formula of rubber is C5H8. Its main characteristics are elongation, resilience, tear resistance, etc. The primary applications are insulation, wheels, electrical resistance, etc. Then fourth example of non-crystalline solids is plastic. Its chemical formula is CH2Cl. Its main characteristics are lightweight, versatile, highly durable, etc. And its primary applications are packaging, households, trays, etc. Let's see our last example, which is wax. The chemical formula of wax is CnH2n+2. The main characteristics of wax is flammable liquid substance, slippery, shiny, etc. And its primary application is liquid paraffin. Uses as a fuel, lightening, decoration, arts, etc. In the end of this video topic, let's go through the highlights. First, starting with the introduction, then definitions, then difference between, and ended with most common 5 examples. Thanks for watching this video. We have tried our level best to appreciate us. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel for more videos. And also don't forget to watch our next video on the topic bonding in solids.